Afternoon, students. So we were discussing about active earth pressure of cohesionless soil. So in last class we have discussed different cases of active earth pressure. That is, first one, the effect if there is any submergence. That is, if the water table is at the ground level, the soil will be in submerged condition. So at that case we have to add the lateral earth pressure due to submerged unit weight of the backfill soil and lateral earth pressure due to pore water. Okay. And if it is partial submergence, in the top, on the top it will be dry unit weight, and below the water table it will be submerged. Okay, so for the submerged case we have to add the lateral earth pressure of the backfill soil and the pressure due to water. Then in the next case there will be a uniform surcharge weight, that is Q. Okay, and this surcharge weight or the intensity of the surcharge, which is marked as Q, is same at every point irrespective of the depth. Okay, so the vertical stress at every elevation in the backfill is considered to increase by Q. So lateral earth pressure has to increase by Ka into Q. Okay, so the variation is in the form of rectangle since it is same at every point. Next, last case is effect of inclined surcharge. That is, when the backfill soil is of sloping surface. Okay, that is the case. So this is the figure. So consider a backfill soil having properties C. C is equal to 0. That is, we are taking the case of cohesionless soil. Okay, so C is equal to 0 and angle of resistance phi. Okay, and the inclination of backfill is rising at an angle of beta. Okay, so this is the inclination of the backfill, and this inclination is beta with the horizontal. Inclination of the backfill soil with horizontal is beta. So here the change is for the coefficient of active earth pressure. That is, when the backfill is at an inclination of beta with the horizontal, the value of Ka or the equation of Ka changes. That is, this equation is like this. If beta is the inclination, the equation for calculating Ka is equal to cos beta into cos beta minus root of cos square beta minus cos square phi divided by cos beta plus root of cos square beta minus cos square phi. So phi is the angle of shearing resistance, beta is the inclination of the backfill soil with horizontal. Okay, so this is the only change. The change is only for this constant Ka. Others are same. So here the total earth pressure, lateral earth pressure will be Ka at the bottom level. It will be Ka into gamma into H, and this Ka is calculated using this equation if it is inclined. Okay. And this total active earth pressure force, the total force per unit length of the wall, that is noted by Pa, and this direction of this resultant force Pa is inclined at an angle beta with the horizontal. So this total resultant force will also be inclined at this angle beta with the horizontal. Okay, and this height is same as h by 3, and the total force per unit length of the wall is obtained by calculating this area, that is half into gamma h into Ka into h, that is half Ka into gamma h square. Okay, same as in our previous case. Here only difference is the equation of Ka changes. That is, in that equation beta, the cos beta term will be there. So you have to by heart this equation, that is cos beta into cos beta minus root of cos square beta minus cos square phi divided by cos beta plus root of cos square beta minus cos square phi. So this is in the case of active case. So for passive case this negative will become plus. So for passive case Kp, for inclined case it will be cos beta into cos beta plus root of cos square beta minus cos square phi divided by cos beta minus root of cos square beta minus cos square phi. Okay, so up to this we have discussed the cases for active earth pressure. Okay, so for passive all are same, only difference is Ka is changed to Kp. Okay, so when we are calculating Kp in the case of passive earth pressure, the equation will be, that is Ka is equal to 1 minus sin phi by 1 plus sin phi, and Kp will be equal to 1 plus sin phi by 1 minus sin phi, just reversing. Okay, so I am not explaining the theories for passive earth pressure. Okay, so I am directly doing the problems for active and passive, because in the case of passive, the only difference is in the case of constant. Okay, so that difference I have mentioned in the first slide, that is Ka is equal to 1 minus sin phi by 1 plus sin phi, and for passive case Kp will be is equal to 1 plus sin phi by 1 minus sin phi. Okay, so that is the only difference. So I am not explaining this again. Other cases and the calculation of lateral earth pressure steps and all are same. Only difference is this constant. Okay, so you should by heart this equation and also the equation for inclined backfill. So next we can do one problem for active case. Problem: a wall with a smooth vertical back 4 meter high retains a mass of dry cohesionless soil with a horizontal top surface. The soil has an average density of 17 kN per meter cube at an angle of internal friction of 30 degree. So what is the approximate total pressure on the wall if the wall is prevented from yielding? Then what will be its value if the wall can yield enough to satisfy active Rankine state without affecting its functionality? Okay, so in this question there is a retaining wall and it is having height of 4 meter. Okay, 4 meter height, and the soil which is retained by this retaining wall is having a density of 17 kN per meter cube, and angle of phi value is 30 degree. That is the properties of soil or backfill soil. So here first this question is of two parts. In the first part it is said that the wall is prevented from yielding. So in the first case the soil is at rest condition. Okay, so because it is prevented from yielding, there is no movement of the retaining wall. So first case the wall is prevented from yielding, so it is for at rest condition. Okay, so in the second case if the wall can yield enough to satisfy active state, so second case the soil is in active condition. Okay, so that is the procedure. So case 1, first we have to, since it is in at rest condition, we have to calculate coefficient of earth pressure for at rest. So it is 1 minus sin phi. Phi is given as 30 degrees, so 1 minus sin 30, it is 0.5. So what is PO? PO is the so you can draw the triangle variation like this. So PO will be equal to half into K naught into gamma into h square. That is the area of the triangle, lateral earth pressure triangle. Okay, and it will be acting at a height of h by 3 from bottom. So I am not drawing the figure again. So for exam you have to draw that figure. Okay, so I am not repeating it again. It is the basic things. So P naught is equal to half K naught gamma h square. That half into K naught we have calculated 0.5 unit weight. Here there is no water table, so bulk unit weight 17 into height 4 square. So 68 kN per meter is the total force. Okay, therefore when the wall is prevented from yielding, the total pressure is 68 kN per meter. So in the second case they have told that the soil is in Rankine's active state. So here the change is only for Ka. Okay, so Ka is equal to 1 minus sin phi by 1 plus sin phi. So Ka changed to 0.33. So in equation you substitute Ka as 0.33. So answer changes to 45.33 kN per meter. Okay, so this is the procedure. So the problems in this portion is very simple. The length of the problem will be somewhat more. So you read that question and draw the rough sketch of the retaining wall and all. Then draw the triangular variation, the variation of the lateral earth pressure. Then find out the lateral earth pressure by calculating the area of that variation diagram. Okay. So next problem: determine the active and passive earth pressure given the following data. That is, the data are given to find out the active and passive earth pressure. Okay, that is height of the retaining wall is 10 meter. So using this data, first you draw this figure of the retaining wall and the backfill soil. So retaining wall 10 meter height, the properties of backfill soil, that is phi is equal to 25 degree, and dry unit weight is here, dry unit weight is given, that is 17 kN per meter cube. Then groundwater table is at the top of retaining wall. that is here water table is here. So these values are given. So next step, you have to draw the pressure diagram like this. Okay, since water table is at the top, the unit weight will be submerged unit weight. So for active case, Ka into gamma dash into H plus pressure due to water, that is unit weight of water into H. Okay, so for passive, that will be Kp into gamma dash into H plus that pressure of water, that is unit weight of water into H. Okay, so this is the final equation. So first case, first calculate, we can calculate for active case, determine active and passive earth pressure. So first we can calculate for active case, that is Ka is equal to 1 minus sin phi by 1 plus sin phi, that is it is calculated as 0.4059. But here the problem is that here only the dry unit weight is given. But here since water table is at top, the soil will be in submerged case, so we have to calculate gamma dash. So for that, first we have to calculate the gamma dash. Okay, so other properties are not given, but in geotechnical 1 you have studied the physical properties and various equations for calculating gamma dash, then gamma dry, etc. Okay, so you should remember that portions also. You should by heart some basic equations. So if dry unit weight is given, there is one equation relating this specific gravity of soil, then dry unit weight and void ratio. So what is the equation? That is gamma D is equal to G gamma W divided by 1 plus E. So in that equation, we can assume the values of G. Because specific gravity is constant, its value varies from 2.5 to 2.6 or 2.6 to 2.8 for soil. So we can take some value like 2.6 or 2.7, 2.65. We can assume as 2.65. So we know the value of G. And also unit weight of water is also known value. So from that we can calculate the void ratio. Okay. So when we are obtaining this value of void ratio from that equation, we can use that void ratio value in order to calculate the submerged unit weight. That is the equation for submerged unit gamma dash is equal to G minus 1 into unit weight of water divided by 1 plus E. So like that we can calculate gamma dash. So this is the equation. So here dry unit weight is given. Okay, so this is the equation connecting dry unit weight and specific gravity, then void ratio. So that is G gamma dry is equal to G gamma W by 1 plus E. Okay, so by solving this equation, so here we can put the G value as 2.65. So if G is not given, we can put it as 2.65 or 2.7. So it's a constant for soil. Okay, so then unit weight of water is 9.1. So we can calculate void ratio as 0.529, that is 1 plus E is 1.529, that is void ratio E is 0.529. Okay, so then we can use this equation, that is submerged unit weight is equal to G minus 1 into unit weight of water divided by 1 plus E. So since 1 plus E we have calculated from this equation, we can put this value here. So we can calculate gamma dash. Okay, so in this question, since gamma dash is not given, you have to use the physical relationships between the soil or the soil properties equation which you have studied in G1. Okay, so you should by heart this equation, the basic equations. So this is very important, that is dry unit weight and the equation relating dry unit weight and void ratio. Okay, so this is the equation for submerged unit weight. So the submerged unit weight is obtained like this. So next we can calculate PA by finding the area of the pressure diagram, that is PA, the area of this diagram, that is half Ka into gamma dash H square plus area of this triangle half into gamma W into H square. Okay, so put that values, direct substitution, answer 705.4 kilonewton per meter. So this is the active earth pressure. So for passive case, the only change is in the case of constant Kp. Okay, so next you calculate Kp, that is 1 plus sine phi by 1 minus sine phi, so it is 2.464. Then here substitute Ka by Kp. First you write down the equation. Equation is not using the using the pressure distribution diagram. Equation is written using this pressure distribution diagram, that is half into Kp gamma dash h square plus half in unit weight of water into h square. So this is Pp, that is passive earth pressure, that is 1795.2 kilonewton per meter. Okay. So this is the procedure how to calculate active earth pressure and passive earth pressure. So first you calculate the constant, then draw the pressure distribution diagram, and by finding the area of this pressure distribution diagram you can calculate Pp and Pa. Okay, thank you.